It is night 2 and game 2, and we've got the action covered for you here on IceHogs Warm-Up, setting you up for the second game of the season for the Rockford IceHogs as they take on the San Jose Barracuda out in California. I'm Mike Folta, team broadcaster for the Hogs. These two teams played last night. That was just the 5th ever meeting between these two clubs, so tonight is the 6th ever time that these two teams have danced. Prior to this weekend, you have to go all the way back to the 2017-2018 season to find the last time that these two teams matched up. As many of you know, in the American Hockey League and in minor league sports, teams try to play intra-divisional matchups as much as possible. This cuts down on travel costs, and it also cuts down on wear and tear of players' bodies over the course of a 72-game schedule. So the IceHogs play the Texas Stars, the Chicago Wolves, the Grand Rapids Griffins, the Manitoba Moose, and the Iowa Wild a whole bunch of times. Those are all the teams in the Central. Rockford only plays 2 out-of-division opponents, and they've got 2 pretty exotic ones this year in San Jose and also the San Diego Gulls that the IceHogs will visit coming up in December. San Jose will come to the State Line area in March of this year, so all the IceHogs fans will get to see those awesome teal jerseys in person here in a few months' time. But it's game 2 tonight against San Jose, the second of 4 meetings this season between the two teams. Let's take a look at the series history between Rockford and the Barracuda. And like we were saying, you got to go all the way back to March 31st, 2018 for the last time these two teams met. This was in Rockford. Matthew Highmore leading the way with a goal and an assist in that 5-3 win for the IceHogs. And look at that picture. I think those are the Aloha kits for the IceHogs. A bit of an exotic look with the San Jose Barracuda in town back in 2018. And then the last time that Rockford played in San Jose, you have to go back to January 12th, 2018. I challenge you to remember what you were doing on January 12th, 2018. I would have been a sophomore in college, and I was probably struggling through syllabus week at Purdue, about to flunk some calculus exam. But Colin Delia was busy stopping 23 of 25 en route to a 4-2 win. Former IceHog, former Texas Star Tanner Caro picked up a couple of goals in that game as well. Last show, we mentioned that the Blackhawks organization and the San Jose Sharks organization are pretty similar in the sense that both are rebuilding somewhat this year, and both have amassed a plethora of prospects that have creeped down to the AHL. So this is a very young San Jose Barracuda team, and one of their young, exciting prospects is Daniil Gushin. The "Oh, Danny boy" got me there on the screen behind me. But Daniil Gushin, an outstanding prospect, a guy who knows how to use his skating ability and shooting ability to produce offensively for the Barracuda. Let's take a look at his player profile. Originally a 3rd-round pick by the Sharks back in 2020, he was wonderfully productive as a rookie last season with the Barracuda. 22 tucks for him, and this was a San Jose Barracuda team that did not score all that much. We have some highlights from the Russian native as well. You can see he's very adept at finding the open areas of the ice, and he's got a lethal shot as well. Not the biggest guy out there, but he can find the back of the net as well as anybody. He did get a little bit of time in the NHL as well and had a goal and an assist through 2 games. So in his brief NHL appearance with the Sharks, he was productive. He's from Russia, but he spent a lot of time over here in North America. He grew up playing junior hockey in the USHL here in the United States. So he's very familiar with the North American game, the North American rink, and the size of the sheet as well. So no tough transition for him. He seems to have adapted to the game nicely last season, and he'll be someone to watch out for here tonight for the IceHogs as well. We caught up with head coach of the IceHogs, Andrew Sorensen, after last night's game against the Barracuda. We have his post-game thoughts coming up next here on IceHogs Warm-Up. Back on IceHogs Warm-Up, just moments away from puck drop between the Rockford IceHogs and the San Jose Barracuda. It is night 2 in the American Hockey League. The Rockford IceHogs won't be home until October 21st, so next Saturday. And remember, there is a block party outside in the hours leading up to that game against the Chicago Wolves, so get there early for craft beer tasting, along with axe throwing, all that kind of fun. We'll have the inflatable rink out in front of the BMO as well. The players are going to come through on the red carpet. We'll have live music. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we're not there yet. We still have some road action to get to here tonight. We talked a little bit last show, yesterday, on how young this defensive core is for the Rockford IceHogs. You have guys like Ethan Del Mastro making his pro debut this weekend, Nolan Allen as well, former first-round pick, a rookie this season, Louis Crevier stepping up in his second year, but again, just 22 years old, Isaac Phillips back for another campaign, again, just 22. So who's the elder statesman here for the Rockford IceHogs in the back end? Well, that's got to be Josh Healy. He was brought in on an AHL deal this season to shore up that defense for the IceHogs. Healy has plenty of experience in the AHL. Let's take a look at his player profile here on IceHogs Warm-Up. He spent the last couple seasons in the Central Division with Chicago and Milwaukee. So he's familiar with the IceHogs, and he's had some battles against Rockford. And he's also pretty familiar with one of his teammates this year. Always good to have an old college crony back with you. He played 4 seasons with the Buckeyes at Ohio State in Columbus with David Gust. And he's also the founder of Sports Aux. Healy, a lot more than just a hockey player. He's a guy who helped found what is basically a Rate My Professor for hockey players. This allows players and coaches and agents to make better decisions about their careers based on crowdsourced information from around different leagues. It's a way for teammates, coaches, players, and like we were saying, agents to communicate with one another about what each organization is like. There's the website. So a very impressive deal there from Josh Healy. He's clearly involved with the game outside of the rink as well as his presence inside the rink. And oh boy, he has a pretty big presence inside the glass. This is a highlight we pulled from YouTube of his college days. You can see him laying the lumber in the Big Ten with Ohio State. Not sure you get away with a lot of these hits nowadays in professional hockey, but that's a little bit of the physicality that he brings to the table. I mean, just an absolute thumper on the ice. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. He's a very calming presence to that room. We saw Rockford have some success with some veteran leadership last year. Guys like Buddy Robinson coming in and being a steadying hand when things got choppy. Josh Healy could be that again this year for the IceHogs. We're excited to see him in action, and we're excited to see the IceHogs here coming up against the San Jose Barracuda. We caught up with Josh Healy earlier this week. One more interview with him, and then puck drop on night 2 of this young AHL season between the Hogs and the CUDA. That's all up next here on IceHogs Warm-Up.